Hey guys, so finally we are in the new coach. Obviously you saw a day in the life video where I did training here. There were some parts shown, but we've actually got a proper training video today, which is really exciting. And we're going to just show you guys like a full training video, and wouldn't be any better than doing legs, so legs it is. And this is probably one of my favorite sessions across my whole split, especially now in this new gym with some of the new kit. It is very, very good fun. Some of the kit that we use here you will not see anywhere. Literally you will not, like the hip press, the glute bias leg press, you will probably never have seen that before in any other leg session with that certain pieces of kit. So yeah, really excited to train, take it all the way there today. It's going to be a big session. I actually did a devolume the week before, so feeling pretty good to get after it. Body weight is at 87 kilos, which is almost like reaching into an all-time heaviest since comparing to my last push-up with AJ. Obviously I've been a lot heavier in the past, taking a year out, I think I reached 95 kilos, but body weight is getting up there now and it's allowing me to train hard, which is going to be fun. So we're going to have Smith squats in, we're going to give you guys a really good insight on like what I do to train my legs and how you can grow your legs off very low volume. You know, a lot of people, they always say, how much do you need to do for quads? I'm doing like 10 sets. Today is going to show you that you can grow your legs a lot on a very low amount of work if you train hard, and you can create very good stimulus from accurate training. So yeah, that's all from me. Just going to get after it today. Really excited to train. It's going to be a good session. Let's do it. Right, so I'm going to start on lying leg curl before we move into our squat variation. I think it's really important to always start on like some sort of leg curl just to get like the knee joint really warm and to promote stability as you go into that squat. Whenever I go into a squat, like first, especially like a Smith squat or hack squat, stuff like that, I just really hate it when I can't feel my legs. Like I'm just going in, it's cold, I'm not that warm yet. And I'm having to do loads and loads of warm-ups to actually get blood into my legs to feel it, and it makes it a lot harder to contract and actually feel strong. So 2 sets of lying leg curls first. We used to use the Star Track lying leg curl, which is a lot heavier in the short, but because we're, it's a lot lighter in the short, so because we're doing the lying leg curl first, I want to use the Cybex, which is heavy in the short, because we can create that challenge more so because we're fresh in terms of getting the hamstring pretty short. So we're going to change it up and use this now, also just because we've ran that for ages, so it's nice to have a bit of a switch. This is the Cybex Classic, really nice lying leg curl, very excited to try this. I have actually not tried this yet because it wasn't ready last week.
Let's go, come on. Yes, come on, let's go.
Yeah, very heavy in the mid-range. It's very different to the Star Track, and this is where it's like really interesting. Like it's worth thinking about resistance profiles and what machine you use at what point in your session. So, like in my opinion, if anyone is programming this later on in their session, they're an idiot, because I almost struggled to get it short then, and that's first exercise. So always try and do this earlier on, because you're just gonna fail at 2 reps. So yeah. Probably will keep running it for a bit, see how it feels, because obviously it's the first week and I'm not that used to it yet, and it's very different to the Star Track, like I said. But we'll see how it goes, and then after a few weeks I'll assess and decide whether to keep running it or not. One thing to be mindful of as well though is like I'm going into a Smith squat, so I don't want to just batter my lower back and glutes. I want to keep the tension for the hamstrings, and if I'm really struggling to get it short, I'm like fighting that a lot. Too much, like if your pelvis tilts too much and you suddenly just throw it all into your lower back, I've now ruined my Smith squat.
Let's go. Yes, come on.
It is good, like my hamstrings are fucked for it. Lower back is going into this. It's a much more recovered now, but it was very sore through the week because I went from a devolume and then I did like a 225 deadlift for 4 and my lower back was just battered after it. And I think it's better now, but we'll see. But it is important to stress, like, when you warm up, like that's where you can analyze and see what set to take. And whilst I always stress how important it is to visualize like the sets you're gonna do, like the day before you're like, okay, I'm gonna take 200 for 3 reps or whatever it is, or 4 reps or 180 for 10 or whatever you're thinking about. Have that in mind, but like you can always adjust based off of how your warm-ups feel. So for example, today, I've got 2 things in my head. So I did 190, well I did 4 plates and a 5 for 8 reps last time. So I'm thinking, okay, I could do 4.5. I could take a heavier set if my lower back feels good, and we'll see. But also, you know, I could maybe switch it up and do 4 plates again and take a higher rep set based on how my lower back's feeling as I warm up through this. So that's a good way to approach it. Have a good idea of what you're going to do, but also adjust if you need to. Don't be so like strict in thinking, okay, that's it. I'm just going to do 4.5 plates for 5 reps, 4.5 plates for 5 reps, no matter what. Because if you have that approach to your sets, you're potentially setting yourself up sometimes to create a very unproductive set if like you're not fully recovered in the right areas. You'll see I've got squat shoes and they're like really tight on me now, so they actually fit me. My last one's a little bit too big and there was a gap between like the end of the shoe and my toe, and it made it really hard to cue like pushing off the front of your foot, which is what you want if you're trying to grow your quads. And one thing that is really good about having these shoes is now I don't have to faff around putting like a hill ramp under the bar, and you're constantly trying to figure out like where to place it. And a big tip, if you're doing a Smith squat, make sure you know exactly where to put your feet when you start your set, because where you put your feet will massively indicate like what area of the leg you're going to work. And then say one week your feet are quite further back, you're going to get more knee flexion, work your quads more. Say the next week your feet are further forward by mistake, you're going to go into that set and you can feel it a lot on your lower back and your glutes and your hammies, which is perhaps not what you want. And then you could go, you know, up 2 reps and down 2 reps and you don't really know why. And a massive thing is, where are your feet compared to the bar? That's the issue with the Smith. Like if you're doing a barbell squat, it's sort of like automatic, you're just stood there. Whereas this, like it could be useful just to put like some little markers on the floor, or just find somewhere exactly where you can like be like, okay, this is where I need to stand. And you'll have a much more productive set, sorry. And yeah, definitely make sure you know where to put your feet. Like, it's really important, and like, I wouldn't actually like to say this to too many people because it can go the other way. It's really hard, like the whole question of like intensity and training with a close proximity to failure. With clients that perhaps need to use more intensity, if I give them the advice I'm about to give now, they could take it the wrong way. However, for me in that set, part of my brain was like the part that wants it so much, like wanting every rep I can get. That's like something that's just ingrained in me. And now I need to like balance that out with a bit of like smartness, just a bit of this, because in 2 sleeps I've got deadlifts. And when you look at my physique, what do you think I need more of? Quads or erectors? Erectors all day. My lower back is not fully recovered. I can feel it a little bit. And I know that if I go for that 50-50 rep there and I fail, all I'm potentially doing right now is just limiting my ability to recover into that deadlift set in 2 sleeps, which to me is what I want the most for my physique. So I haven't looked at it back yet, but part of me is thinking, fuck, I wish I went for that extra rep. But I really believe like for the longevity in this off season and not getting injured and progressing all these lifts, which is a massive jigsaw puzzle. It's like, I want to progress deadlifts, I want to progress squats. It's hard to do both, right? So holding off a bit right there, I think was a wise move. So you're probably wondering like, what the hell is this machine? It's very good. So it's a hip press, and this is quite a useful opportunity for me to talk about how you can like change how you're using a piece of kit for what you're trying to bias. And for this, you'll probably see the platform's pretty high. So inevitably, if your feet are higher, right, you're going to be pushing more from your heel, and you're going to get less knee flexion, and it's going to work your glutes a lot more. So what we're doing on this, because I don't want that, what we were previously using was the 45-degree Cybex, which is a very quad bias leg press with like low feet stance. So we're trying to replicate that, but with a different machine, just for switching it up, and also because this resistance profile on this is so good. So how to change it if you're trying to bias your quads? Well, first you'll see we've got this to sit on. This will make us higher up, so it will change the positioning of the platform with the seat. So you'll be able to bias the quads a lot more, because naturally your feet will now be lower, so you can get this, right? A lot of knee flexion. You'll also notice my feet are extremely low, because I've noticed they need to be that low to get a good amount of quad bias. My feet are so low, my heels are actually hanging off the bottom. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you've got some sort of shoe that is like very grippy. So I'm not actually, you're probably laughing thinking, well, why are you hanging your heels off if you're wearing squat shoes? I'm not actually trying to, I've noticed that it's better just to hang my heels off more than getting the benefit of the heels being raised for more knee flexion. And it allows me to get really good quad stimulus. To the point that it is very nice. I've literally been just counting down the days to do this again. It's my favourite setup of the whole session. So yeah, if you're ever going to come to the coach, I definitely suggest you use this machine. But just make sure that you modify it based on your goals. Like if you wanted to bias your glutes, then you can just press a bit higher and you don't need to hang your heels off.
Come on. Good. Yes! Come on! Again!
Oh, fucking hell.
So good, isn't it?
That was hands down the best set I've ever done in my life. I'm not even joking. Like the way that kicks in. Oh. Honestly, that's the second set I've ever done that. Both sets I've ever done that is the most fun I've ever had for a set. I'm not even joking. It's fucking beautiful.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Yes, come on. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Fucking hell. I've never felt a lower quad stimulus quite like that. Christ. Fuck. Buried.
That's single leg. Yeah. Yes. Let's go. Yes. That first rep was going to come up there.
Fucking hell. Oh. It's so heavy in the leg press and it drops off so much. That first rep you literally need to like, otherwise it won't move. But I love this leg extension because it drops off a lot in the short. So this is where you can sort of be strategic with where you place it. So placing this at the end of the session is a lot better than doing that. If I did that right now on the flex, which still drops off a bit in the short, it is a lot heavier. It'll be a lot harder to get some quality reps, whereas this, I can get my quads fully short pretty easily, even though I've done like 3 sets on quads now.
Yes! Come on!
Oh my God. I can never strap out of these, I'm just stuck in. It's so grippy. Buried again. But yeah, that's obviously, you know, I said to you at the start of this video how you can like do less and grow more. Like I've literally done 5 sets of quads and that's it. And that's actually a higher quad day. So like, if you look at all these sets, what is the thing that's there? It's the intensity. I'm taking all my sets all the way there to failure. And I'm doing it, I like to think now, pretty accurately. So the stimulus that's created from those sets is absolutely massive. So if I did put in more sets, say I did like 4 of this, 4 of leg press, I would be ruined all week. And I'd have to wait for ages to do another core session. Therefore, and also the quality of the volume itself, like the 4th set would be so much poorer, right? I've got a massive quad pump now. I can't really do much more work on this. It'll be so hard to get the quads short. So if I want to recover in a few sleeps and go again and hit quads well with good quality, I'm going to rest a few sleeps and I'll be able to recover because I did an appropriate amount of volume with this level of stimulus. So yeah, less is more in bodybuilding when you can do it.
Come on!
So we're going to go on to this Nautilus leg press, which is literally just a glute leg press. You can't do it for quads because you'll notice the platform, as you press away, it moves like this, allowing you to press off your heels loads, which is spot on for like biasing your glutes. The only challenge with this leg press is trying to keep your back on the pad. It's a bit tricky, but to be honest, similarly with the Rogers hip press, like losing your back off the pad for more range is definitely something you should do. I hear a lot of people go, oh, you don't want your lower back coming off the pad. Oh, you're going too deep, your lower back's coming off. If you're doing half reps just because you're worrying about your lower back, staying on the pad, like, that is stupid. The amount of stimulus that I feel, prioritizing range over anything else is massive. So focus on getting deep, and yeah, okay, your lower back might come off a bit, but ultimately, if it allows you to fully lengthen out, which is the goal for this movement. We're trying to challenge the glute in the lengthened range. You know, we did the glute drive for the short, now this is for the lengthened. So yeah, stop worrying about your lower back coming off. Obviously try and keep it on, but if it comes off for more range, just accept it really.
Come on. Yes, come on, let's go. Okay, come on.
That was so good. It's like the Rogers, but just like a glute bias. Very nice. And the thing is, like, if you try any glute bias leg press on anything that's like not designed like that, and you've just done what we've done, 5 sets of quads, you're gonna feel it in your quads more than anything. So having a leg press like this, which is so rare, is so good. I feel like the glutes is something I really need to bring up, and this is going to allow me to do it because my quads, they naturally take over a lot, so. Fucking burn out my ass. I'll be right.
Come on, let's go. Yes, come on. Yep.
Sit calf is the best.
Come on, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Oh, God. Yep.
Oh. So you're probably wondering, why the hell am I sitting in a lat pull down on legs? So I'm just trying to now top up on like weak areas. Just like 1 set for upper lats, 1 set for biceps. You probably think, like, for biceps it's not really a weak area, but I literally stood next to people with the biggest biceps I've ever seen. And since seeing that, I'm thinking, well, I need to just hammer my biceps as much as possible. So I'm gonna do 1 set of this, 1 set of biceps, and then 2 sets of abs at the end as well. Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah. Right, so that was an insane leg session. Probably one of the best leg sessions. Can't speak, I'm so fucked. Probably one of the best leg sessions I've had in a while, actually. It's really exciting to get 4.5 plates on the Smith. That Rogers hip press is the most satisfying thing I've ever done. So yeah, really enjoying training legs at the moment. It's fun to be finally at like a good body weight where I can train hard, and it's very motivating knowing that this time round I've got a long period ahead of me where I can just get after these lifts. This time last year I had prep round the corner at a similar body weight, and it was fun, but it was annoying because I was like, I've only got that much longer. You know, we've got big goals in terms of what I'm going to do in the gym, and that excites me a lot. So with that, a lot more training videos to come, doing new things in the gym I've never done before. Hopefully you enjoy this training video. Slightly different, been a while since the last training video, but we'll keep the content versatile for you guys, and yeah, we'll keep it coming. So I appreciate all the support right now. YouTube's really picking up at the moment, which is very exciting. Just please drop a like if you're new. I mean, drop a like anyway, drop a subscribe if you're new, all that stuff, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.